Hi there, my name is Betsy McLoughlin, and I went from 500 pounds to 150 pounds by doing the opposite of everything the diet industry and doctors told me to do. Oh, that 350-pound transformation occurred over many years. It was a rocky road with lots of ups and downs and sideways turns. It definitely was not a straight linear path. And for the first time in my life, I've kept the weight off. So if you've ever felt at war with your body, you're frustrated, you're angry, you don't know why, you can't lose weight, you tried diets that didn't last, why does it have to be so hard? I tried everything. And when I say I tried everything, I mean everything. So welcome to Beyond the Scale with Betsy. So I'm going to set the scene for you, the reality of a 500-pound, being in a 500-pound body. That is like a size 5 to 6X, size 32 or 34, like if you can even find it, that is the highest size that you can kind of get on online clothing catalogs. And even those are hard to find. The physical reality was quite challenging. I couldn't fit into a lot of chairs. Anything that had an arm, armchairs, was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to fit in there. If I did, it was very uncomfortable, really hurt my thighs. I needed seatbelt extenders on airplanes. When possible, I would buy two seats so that I wasn't encroaching on whoever was sitting next to me. And I always felt terrible. I could hear their thoughts. Great, I'm going to be squished next to this person for the whole flight. And, just the frustration that they would have. Then you have the perfect strangers who come up to you and want to tell you about their diet program or offering unsolicited advice, trying to give you gym memberships. They, they would judge what they saw in your shopping cart. None of that's helpful, you guys, none of that. I was in constant pain. It hurt to walk. My body was stiff. So I didn't do a whole lot of physical anything. I was exhausted from carrying all that weight around. No energy for anything else, really. Then you have the whole emotional piece of it, which is a lot of baggage that I carried around for many, many, many years. The depression, the frustration, the guilt, and the fundamental underlying belief that there was something wrong with me that I could not fix, no matter how hard I tried. I spent tens of thousands of dollars over the years trying to fix myself, hating my body and wondering, why could I not lose the weight and keep it off? Sure, I could lose some weight, but it always came back. What was wrong with me? I felt very deprived when most everyone around me could eat whatever they wanted. Meanwhile, I would gain weight just by looking at a cookie, straight to the hips. I know there are some of you out there who know what I'm talking about. So here is what I created and what occurred. So I had lost a couple of 100 pounds through all these different torture and deprivation methods. And I got to around 300 pounds. Now, I don't say that lightly, you guys. I am grateful. I'm so grateful for the 200 pounds that I did lose. And like most of us, I'm sure, I went to looking at what I hadn't accomplished versus what I actually had accomplished. That's changed now, but at the time, as I'm telling the story, it's a different thing. So I stayed there for years at that size. I went up and down 40, 50 pounds, whether I was on a diet program or just eating whatever I wanted to. And basically, it was the, oh, screw it diet, which is eat whatever I want. And by then I was a coach. And part of me felt like I was a fraud because I couldn't get my act together in that area. I was helping people in so many different ways. And beneath the surface, I had that judgment of myself. And again, that resignation, well, at least I'm not 500 pounds. And I guess this is just my lot in life. That's what I started telling myself all the time. So here's where everything began to really start to change. So I've already explained how I was miserable. My body wasn't happy, giving me signs all over the place that change needed to happen, but I was ignoring it. And so my body got louder and louder and louder, kind of like the kid who gets louder when it gets ignored and it wants your attention. Well, that was my body. So many things I couldn't physically do anymore. So many things I had restricted myself. Events that I said no to because I'm like, how am I going to walk there? How am I going to, is there going to be a chair, of a concert? I can't fit in the concert seats in the stadium. So I had to say no to a lot of things, which also made me sad. And so many things. I knew that if I had kept on the path I was going on, that a wheelchair was not that far in the distant future. And one day I said out loud, I feel like my 90-year-old mother. My mother used to say all the time, oh, it's hell getting old. And then I heard the words that I said, like, wait a minute. Heck to the no, Betsy. What are you creating by what you are believing? So stop it. You are not your 90-year-old mother. So all the things that I had tried, the diets, the liquid diets, the starvation. The liquid diet was literally 500 calories a day where I ate absolutely no food for 2 months. The desperation had seeped into so many different areas of my life and making me feel like I was just couldn't be good at anything, really. I couldn't get my act together. So I had to do something different. And clearly what I had done so far was not really working. When I was 10 years old, my mom put me on my first liquid diet. So I was a typical, preteen, a little adolescent, a little chubby. Looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my gosh. Of course, I believed at the time that I was terribly overweight, but I bought that narrative that I was really fat and I had to lose weight. So I can still see clearly, you guys, this is like a bottle probably about this big, a big white bottle with nasty, nasty orange tasting stuff that you'd put on a spoon and gag down. So from there, that was really the beginning of my diet cycle. So I had Weight Watchers with the weekly weigh-ins, the little tracking cards, the celebration if you lost a quarter of a pound, or the devastation if you gained a pound or stayed the same. And God forbid if you'd gone off program and you knew that you weren't going to have a good number on the scale, forget it. You probably just skipped that week. Or if you did go, how much judgment did you project at yourself about not sticking with it? So I also did Overeaters Anonymous. I went to a 30-day inpatient treatment center in Florida for people with eating disorders. Counting calories, weighing my food, skipping meals, subsisting on Diet Coke, thinking I was doing something right. The list goes on. Here's some more. Nutrisystem, South Beach diet, the grapefruit diet, the lemon juice and water diet, going to diet doctors all around that were supposedly experts, going, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours away, because this time it was gonna be different. This is it. This is the miracle. I had prescription drugs, diet pills, mystery injections, including fen-phen, which has since been taken off the market because it was killing people. So I'm really, thank you, body, for surviving the fen-phen. Thank you, truly. So the ultimate desperation, y'all, believing nothing really was working or would work, I elected to have Roux-en-Y gastric bypass surgery. I decided that that would be the magic cure for my problem body. So did I lose weight? Yes, that's part of what got me to around helped me get those 200 pounds off. I lost about 100 pounds through that method. Far less than what I'd hoped for. I thought I would be at my goal weight. And I believed everybody who said this was it. So that is just to paint a picture of how desperate I was, willing to do anything to get the perfect body, because I obviously didn't know how to do it. So tens of thousands of dollars spent, probably closer to, the high end of those six figures when you add it all up, and also the special foods and all of that. So the common thread, I would lose weight, sometimes a lot, through sheer force, controlling everything. But the moment I relaxed even slightly, it all came back. And it was not sustainable. So back to that moment when I felt like my mother. Something broke open inside of me when I realized what I was saying. And I am done trying to control everything. I've got to do something different, because the definition of insanity, as we know, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, which is what I had been doing pretty much my whole life. So I was like, all right, I've really got to do something different, something radical. What is it? I stopped and I started listening to my body, and I apologized to my body. It's like, I am so done trying to control everything. I truly, truly did. Put my hands on my body. I hugged myself like, body, I am so sorry. Gosh, I have been such a controlling person. I have ignored you. I've been angry at you. I have judged the heck out of you. I've ignored all the symptoms, the signs you've been sending me about, hey, we need to do something different. And you would turn the volume up louder and louder and louder. And I was just getting mad at you for the pain, the stiffness, and all the signs you were showing me. And I am so sorry for twisting it all around and for getting angry and judging. So this is what I'm going to do. I am throwing everything out the window and I'm listening to you. I have been hogging the driver's seat with all the doors locked. I'm hopping over to the passenger seat now, and I am going to co-create something with you that I've not been willing to do before. Body, please know this is new for me. I cannot promise perfection. I will do my best. I may not always understand you, so please have a lot of patience with me. And I thank to my body, thank you for taking care of me through all the neglect and the abuse that I have inflicted on you. My goodness, thank you. Body, you're amazing. You are a miracle. Truly, thank you so much. So let's create something different. You drive. A beautiful, beautiful thing occurred. My body said, no judgment at all. It's okay. I'm here. Let's go. That absolutely floored me. It melted so much out of my universe. When I realized that my body did not judge me at all, I judged it. So after decades of controlling, torturing, forcing, ignoring every signal, she had no judgment. How, holy moly, you guys. I had judged myself to I don't know how many galaxies and beyond. My body was there ready to go. No time spent in recriminations. Let's go. Oh, that taught me so much about letting go, not having to live in the past, not be in judgment, not be in shame, and be that attitude of let's do this. All right, let's go. So right then and there, I released so much judgment, and the gratitude washed over me. And every time I think about it, I talk about it quite a bit. Even now, I feel it over and over again. And it's thank you, body. Thank you so much. So I went from body warfare to body partnership, from trying to control, fix, force, judge, to listening, trusting, working together, having gratitude, having peace with my body. So people want to know, well, what did you change besides that? Well, my body very, very clearly said to me, stop eating carbs. And me being me, it's like, all right, I told you I'm going to do it. Let's do it. And I went cold turkey, hard and fast, which has some interesting side effects when you've been eating the way I'd been eating, which was anything and everything and a lot of carbs. And but I kept with it. I was like, I said, no, I made myself and I made my body a promise. We're going to do this. I know the side effects are me purging the crap out of my system. So let's go. I'm just, whatever it takes, body. That's what I told you. And I'm doing this because I was so done. I was so done with the other. And the really amazing thing, and I kid you not, I am not exaggerating, in 3 freaking days, the pain, the stiffness was out of my universe. It was a gone sayonara after years of suffering. So that showed me so clearly, okay, you actually heard the message of stop eating carbs, and look at what getting the carbs out of your system is doing. So one of the things that I highly recommend, if you start changing your eating habits, or even if you're not changing them, but you're having interesting things show up in your body, start recording them so you can look back on it. I'm so grateful that I did that with different things that were going on with my body as I was changing how I was eating, because I wouldn't remember them now. And now I look back on it and go, oh, right, that was going on for this period of time, but it stopped. Cool. So just a quick little side note that you may want to do for yourself. So what worked for me was intuitively eating as the foundation, really listening to what my body was asking for. And when I ate something that my body wasn't asking for, like if I, hadn't tuned in or I was ignoring, overriding, my body showed me if it was going to be something that contributed or not. And what do I mean by that? It could have been a headache, it could be bloat, it could have gone straight through me, running to the bathroom. There were a lot of different signs that my body showed me. So I was really listening to what my body was asking for, and that included eating when my body asked for. So I got rid of, you have to have, 3 meals a day, or you have to have 5 meals, or what, no, I'm just, again, I didn't want to go to a regimen. I wanted my body to show me. And our bodies are so freaking brilliant, y'all. They're just masterpieces that we don't really even fully understand how they operate and function. So one of the things that this new way of eating led me to, as I got off the carbs and was eating, things that had a lot of protein and higher fat content, I wasn't as hungry. And I didn't need to eat when I was eating a lot of carbs. I had to feed that carb monster all the time. So I've learned a lot about all of that, which I'll talk about in other episodes. But today I'm just trying to tell you all my story a little bit. So being not hungry, my food window eating time lengthened. I didn't know that was called intermittent fasting, but I was starting to do that. And I also was doing carnivore eating, which kind of progressed from the keto eating, all of which my body was asking for. And from changing from the deprivation and the control to this type of eating, it went from always being the hardest thing I've ever done and feeling like deprivation to just ease. And the pounds just melted away. It was astonishing to me. And I cannot believe this is how easy it is. Like, are you kidding me? So again, I started this off by saying, this is the opposite of everything I'd been doing. And the ease of what it was, again, astonishing. So I let go. This is the other thing that I did. No longer was I'm going to be, under 200 pounds. I'm going to be a size 14. I'll be happy when I'm this size or this weight. I didn't do any of that. It's like, body, remember I said you're in the driver's seat, and whatever size you'd like to be, that's what I'll be, because at that point in time, my primary target was to feel better, to get out of that terrible pain. It wasn't, some miracle number on the scale or, clothing size. So I let go of all of that. And that wasn't my focus. It was really, truly, body, what do you require today? How much food? Do you require more liquid, more, electrolytes? What do you require? So letting go of what size I should be, what the numbers should be on the scale, that's when I realized this journey was way beyond the scale. This was going way beyond the scale, beyond the numbers. And that's where Beyond the Scale with Betsy, the name showed up. It's like, this is all inclusive. When I had no point of view, that amazing melting happened, and I am smaller than I was in high school. My body composition and shape is different. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. And it just astonishes me. It's a body, okay, this is what you want to look like, great. This is the size you want to be, great. So my body taught me everything that I was not learning before. So being an explorer by nature, I started wanting to understand the science behind it, behind the intermittent fasting, keto, carnivore, and what it does for your body. So I've learned a lot. And, then with women's body and metabolism and, where we are all, depending on where we are in our lives, amazing. So what made this different from my probably 50 to 100 other attempts? Maybe more. I wasn't forcing to comply with some external set of rules designed by people who didn't know me and wanted me just to fit into some little box where I was just one of millions. So I'm partnering now, learning and listening to trust my body for the first time ever. And my body is my trusted ally. The warfare, the enemy, that's all in my rearview mirror. And so that deep curiosity about how intermittent fasting works led me to become a certified Fast Like a Girl coach. And that program is developed by Dr. Mindy Pelz, who just knows so much about women's metabolic health and fasting and all the things. And it's been an amazing journey. And there's been many other doctors who have understanding of keto and carnivore and intermittent fasting. And I have learned so much from all of them over the last few years. And so now, taking my background in coaching and what I know about energy and combining it with these things that I've talked about today, I work with other people, helping them discover what works for their bodies, just like I discovered what works for mine. And there is no one size fits all program. So I'm so grateful, so beyond grateful, to be at peace in my world with the constant chatter and judgment and self-hatred is gone. Can I say that I'm completely judgment-free? No. I still have things pop up, but it's way quieter. And when it does pop up, I know what to do to have it disappear, because I know how detrimental it is. So this is going way beyond the scale, beyond the number, beyond the judgment, beyond the warfare, beyond it all. And it is about cultivating and learning conversations with and for our amazing, miraculous, brilliant bodies. So in future episodes, I will dive deeper into many, many different subjects. I am sure there is a lot that you would like to know as well. So if you're exhausted from trying different programs, if you're tired of feeling broken, if you're looking for somebody to partner with who's truly been there, that's yours truly. And this is your space. I've got blogs. I'm working on all kinds of different things to contribute to you. So I invite you to join my email community, BetsyMcLoughlin.com. The link's in below. And my last name is McLoughlin. And I've got resources. I will continue to build them. I have a free food signals checklist that asks a lot of questions about, what your body might be showing you. I have a body wisdom guide and lots of other things coming down the pike to contribute to all of us and our amazing bodies. So what I would like to remind you and end this with today is one of that has become my mantra. It's never too late. When I thought I was beyond hope, beyond that I just couldn't do it, there was a little piece of me who knew, and that little piece, kept like very quietly telling me, no, it's not too late. So no matter where you are, no matter where you're starting from, just know that it's never too late. And if it wasn't too late for me at 500 pounds and having the daunting task, looking at it going, there's no freaking way I can ever lose that much weight to where I am now, which, part of me never thought it was possible. And another part of me is like, you can do it, girl. So, oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you. This is my premiere of Beyond the Scale with Betsy. And truly, I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you would like me to talk about in future episodes, or if you have a guest you'd like me to have come on and interview, I would love to do it. You've got this. Truly know that you are far braver and stronger and more brilliant than you possibly could know. So be good to you. And thanks again for being on my premiere with Beyond the Scale with Betsy. And if this contributed to you, I would love for you to share with others and sign up for my YouTube page. And let's just share the knowledge, share the wealth that anything truly is possible. Take care for now. Bye.